Anyway, while we were there in Kenya, we did several different things. We built 2 one-day churches. They did a dental clinic, pulled 400 teeth. They did an eye clinic. They drilled a water well. And they had vacation Bible schools every day. And we built classrooms for the children there. And like I said, they did VBS every day. And this was the first VBS they had. They said plan on 40 to 60 kids. 700 kids showed up. 700 kids. It was totally amazing. Just kids everywhere. And they had games for the children, and they had crafts. They sang songs, and when the VBS was all finished, they were going to hand out toothbrushes to the children. They had hundreds of toothbrushes, but they didn't have 700. Now, how are you going to decide who gets one and who doesn't? So they started handing out toothbrushes, and they had them in a bag, and they kept handing out toothbrushes and handing out toothbrushes, and they came to the end of the bag, but they also came to the end of the children. They handed out more toothbrushes than they had. It was amazing. It was totally amazing how that the Lord provided. Almost at the very same time, in the very same place, very close to this, Adventist World Radio. I'm not sure if you're familiar with God Pods, but this is a God Pod. It is solar powered. It has all of the Bible on it. It has evangelistic series on it. It has much of the Spirit of Prophecy on it, Desire of Ages, Great Controversy, all those books. It has some music on it. And the Maasai people, if you're familiar with them, very colorful people, very warlike people, and they had been help me out, Patty. The people from Addie, what's her name? Maravision. Maravision, yeah. Anyway, they have been working with the Maasai people, and they have been doing learning classes for them to be able to learn to read. And they would give them out, these God Pods, to these young men that were coming to these classes. Well, the older men they were feeling left out. And they were supposed to meet these, they wanted to meet them. And so they had set up a time to meet some of the older elders of the village. And the Adventist Radio people were traveling in 3 different Jeeps. And then they found out that these older men were feeling left out because they never got a God Pod, and they wanted one. And so they called between the 3 Jeeps and says, how many God Pods do we have? Well, between everybody, they could round up 5 God Pods. So they did arrive at the appointed place, a little shack out there in the bush. And here comes a man, and he is expecting a God Pod. And these God Pods, they're put on a lanyard, a string, kind of like this, with the God Pod at the other end. And anyway, Cammie Oatman, she's the vice president for Adventist World Radio. She was the one handing them out. And so that first man, she took the string and she put that God Pod around his neck. And then the next one and the next one. And I've seen behind every tree and tall bunch of grass, here comes another one. And they kept coming. And they only had 5. But she says, every time I put that God Pod around this man's neck, she says, I could feel somebody putting another one on my arm. Amen. Before it was all done, everybody had one, all 29 of them. Amazing. And she said it was truly like the time of the loaves and the fishes. And so the whole point of both of those stories is that, sometimes we are inadequate. We don't have what we need, especially when we feel like we don't have what we need to give to somebody else. But the Lord provides. Amen. The Lord provides. And that's just two stories of God's miraculous provision for his children.